What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 18th episode of Soma Spider. So what this one's titled, You Guys Are Kind of Awful, huh? I don't know who that's going to be referring to. Honestly, it could refer to me, honestly. It could be Kumiko referring to other people. It could be the humans referring to people. It could be someone referring to our human troop that we've got. I have no idea which direction they're going to go with this. But, yeah. So we know in the present time, as Shun is traversing the labyrinth, on the demon side of things, Ariel is planning to attack the elf village, and that's part of our plans, and we have control over the spiders, having the spiders creepily come up. Nice shot choice. We also saw the white girl just present and just eyes closed, not saying a thing. I find it interesting that the eyes are almost permanently closed except when she's on the offensive. I'm trying to remember back to other scenes with her, if we ever see her with her eyes open when she's not using her rot attack. I'm sure we have, but it feels like more often than not, she never shows her eyes. And I wonder if that's because the rot attack that she opens her eyes with is, like, semi-permanent at that point with her evolution, or what's going on. But likelihood is that's Kumiko, as in the current Kumiko becomes her. But the thing that really is messing with me as Shun clears out everything, meets some of Nameless's kin, essentially, the Vestiges, right? Was that what they were called? Vestiges? Yeah, Nightmare's Vestiges. I always feel weird saying the word Vestige, because I'm like, no, that's a Critical Role reference. But no, it actually is, they are called Vestiges. They are very cryptic and don't attack Shun and his party, implying that there is something greater at work, almost as if they were intended to carry a message and do something for them, bring some information. Shun had some dreams about back in the class, and then Spooky, who is Sophia, the vampire girl that Kumiko even went out of her way to save as a kid, a couple of episodes back. At first, I didn't really understand why that was maybe used, because I thought, well, if they're doing Spider Spooky, I was like, well, shouldn't that therefore be... Are they implying that? But it's like, no, we already know who Spooky is at this point. So, maybe they're just implying that she is connected to the Nightmare in some way? Question mark? I mean, with what Sophia and Hugo are currently doing... Are they just doing it on their own whims? Are they following someone else's orders above them? Are they part of the demon army? I forget that scene entirely. I've kind of wiped that episode from my mind, honestly. It was a rough episode to watch. And whilst I'm sure it had so much importance, this is my problem with the human side of things. I know there's importance in it. I recognize the importance in it because we've learned so much from it already. And we're going to keep learning stuff from it as our timelines merge, and Kumiko's story of getting to the point she's at and how they interact and how they intersect with all the reincarnations coming together eventually, I assume, interacting with each other. Probably, are they going to fight each other? Or are they going to agree on the same ideal when it comes to, I guess, saving this world? And we've still got that whole plot line, and then we've got, what was her name? Like, to begin with an S? Was that her name? I've forgotten her name. The princess? No, not princess. The hell was her name? I've forgotten that flashback. But the girl that we saw who's saying she was suffering, that, I think, one of you guys in the comments, I think it might have been Rex, speculated that maybe that is the, oh, what was her name? I've forgotten her name. I think it began with an S, probably. But maybe that she was the, like... She's definitely the one that says, you've leveled up and all that stuff. But they're hypothesizing that she was, like, the princess or whoever it was in the lore stuff that Kumiko got way, way, way back again. When we got, like, maxed out in, like, taboo magic or something. We unlocked, like, Forbidden Archives or something, and then that gave us more information on that. I think there might be a connection between those two there is what was kind of implied. Especially with the design potentially being like that. And then that even links back to the whole Word of God side of things, because that was kind of a thing early on, as Shun was at school and one of the girls was like Word of God believers because she'd been abandoned, whatever. and like that was her upbringing was in the Word of God. She was raised religious to that point, and was like, "Oh, if you see anyone with taboo, you let us know because we cannot have anyone with taboo." And like, they're very insistent on that. Like taboo is like that is the enemy, regardless of context. So I feel like there's more to explore with the church side of things than the Word of God, especially considering the potential implications that God has with the history of the world. So I would like to see if that ever comes back up again, but we need to see that character again. We've left that school and we've left those characters behind for a bit, so we haven't really had a chance to really think about that since then. But back to my point of why that episode I just wiped from my memory, because as important as the information is, it's not presented well. Like, the importance of the information is not presented in a way that makes me think, I need to pay attention to this. And, like, the only reason I'm paying attention to it is because I know that it will be important. I know this show is in it for the long haul. I recognize that early on. It's a 24-episode adaptation. Don't get too many of those, so it means they actually want to use their episodes. They're doing split stories, and they're having completely separate stories that eventually intermingle, which means the information in both has to be relevant. But the way they show it in the human side of things in this show is just not appealing. And I think that's probably why a lot of people say the human side is kind of like crap, because they don't see the importance, and they don't want to see the importance at that point, because they just think it's just useless. But they might get to the point later on where they're like, wait, why does this not make sense when all the context was there? But, you know, I have a lot of things to say about the human side of things, but I will acknowledge the importance of it in the future when we get there, which, who knows if we get there this season, because we haven't got long left of the season, so I guess we'll see. But with Kumiko potentially being the girl in white, there is more implications as to what's happening, because our mind attack on Mother is still progressing, and Ariel's like, wait, I thought I killed this spider. Why is this still going on? She must have survived? How? And then one of the minds, I think it was Body, right? Went into Ariel's mind, is now attacking that mind. And it seems to be a skill that is very unique and possibly not doable by the Demon Lord herself. So, what does that mean? And what do these attacks mean? Because that attack on Mother's been going for a while. It's a long, long, long attack. What does that mean? If you eat away the mind, are they just an empty husk at that point? Does one of the parallel minds like start Jaegering it? Because we've already had the idea of control because of the spider, the puppet, the spider Ningyo, that we ended up drowning out. We've already seen the idea of a spider controlling a larger thing. Is that foreshadowing for a parallel mind controlling Ariel, controlling Mother? Because Ariel did go through a somewhat different speech pattern and tone from beginning of the episode when she was preparing for the Elf Village attack, and back in the past when she was attacking or trying to figure out what's going on with Kumiko. So there's more evidence there that maybe something's happening. I feel like there's something to be done with that as time goes on, and I don't quite know what that means, because in theory that would mean they're all Kumiko. Kumiko is Mother, as well as her current body, which maybe explains why Oka-sensei said she's dead, because her physical body might have been dead, might be killed, but she lives on in her parallel minds as the Demon Lord, as Mother, as and however many others she has. Like, or Oka's just lying, which I think is 90% certain. Something's going on with her. We still need to discuss that. There's so much to this show that I am fully aware we're not going to answer all of it in this season. I'm fully aware we're not going to be able to do that. I'm trying not to hold it against the show for that, because it's going on quite the journey, and I know it needs more time to do that, even with 24 episodes. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. But we're going to get into this episode here. Lengthy intro, I know, but this show has a lot going on. Like, a lot going on. And I think I will say this show is very hit or miss for me. Some days I'm like super into it, like today. I'm really into it. I'm thinking about all the different mysteries, how they could possibly connect, what possible directions you could start going with it. And other days I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll watch this. It's really weird. it's not one of those shows that I'm like constantly at attention wanting to know more on where it's going, like Moriarty, for example. It's just one of those shows that sometimes I'm in it, sometimes I'm not. I don't know if that's the show's fault, my fault. I can't pinpoint it. But anyway, as per usual, these are time-based full reactions here on YouTube. We'll actually get to the actual episode soon. Timer-based. So bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time of the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Play side episode, I side episode, and we should be in sync. We also do Patreon shows on the channel. So we have Log Horizon Season 2, World Trigger, and Syndicate G available. Those go up during the week, and you can find my full schedule here on Discord. As well as movie reactions, with Kiki's delivery service being planned either next week or the week after. I'm not quite sure when, but it'll either be a Monday or a Saturday, since those are my emptiest days for my schedule. But here on YouTube, we have to do the time versions, as I said. We're watching this one on Crunchyroll. No logos or anything to start. It looks like we're looking at the stars and the moons, plural. Never even paid attention. We have multiple moons, huh? Didn't really notice that, unless it's a reflection. No, it doesn't look like it's a reflection. Yeah, I guess we have 2 moons. I never actually paid attention to it. Yeah, you can use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. That should help you sync it up as well. And with all that said, lengthy intro, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I guess we just have multiple moons. I've never paid attention to that. Shark? More like water dragon, okay. Water doesn't look great from this angle, so why are we so tilted? Like, what's going on here? Oh, lovely. Hey, we're fully back together. So I guess we have 3 moons, okay. I guess it has been shown in the OP that we have multiple moons. Never mind. So we've traveled a far bit, I guess. Clairvoyance. Ooh, hello. Civilization. No. Yes. Oh, we're doing Sophia, okay. Baby bloodsucker. Accurate. Still after her. There's a lot of people after her. Yeah, there's the multiple moons. I just never paid attention to the shot, I guess. Now, something interesting about that. Word of God Girl, I forget her name, on the same slide as Hugo and Sophia. Just kind of interesting. I mean, Word of God Girl probably would be anti-vampire if I had to guess, because vampires are probably very taboo, if I had to guess. I think there's a shot there of a baby Sophia. Might have been important. I can't wait for a proper fight between Ariel and Kumiko. I hope we get a proper fight between them. Alright. They've made it to wherever they're going. Just home, okay. Yep. The goddess, huh? In the form of a spider. That's one way to start rumors. Is that my boy? Was that my boy, Kenshiro? Didn't expect to hear him in this show. All right. If it wasn't Kenjo, it was a very close to spot on impression of him. There's confirmation of a name again. So they're self-aware from moment of birth? Interesting. It's a nice little clarification there. And then... Yeah. Kingdom, a bunch of empire names, okay. Possible other god, okay. Manipulating wars, huh? Interesting. Yep. They're not entirely wrong, though. At least the reincarnations aren't. Yeah. This is when... Yep. Well... Oh, it's built the nest, okay. Probably never see it again. Hey, just set up home. I mean, what use will we have for them? Yeah, we're not here to make money. We're here for something else I've forgotten. Yeah. Glad to have helped with his part, but still. Sariella, okay. Religion, okay. We're really playing into the religion aspect right now, and I'm glad. The goddess. Hmm. Hmm. Offer your skills to the goddess, you'll be saved. Okay, so that's the two differences. Okay. And that's the skill that you use to get rid of Hugo's stuff. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, one of the gods are on the hero's side, technically. Hmm. I think that's plenty cute. Especially compared to some of them. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I mean, that's suspicious as fuck, let's be honest. Religious heads in anime are never usually depicted well. Let me just put it that way. Hmm. Don't think it's gonna just be you alone. The new hero, huh? Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, he's totally a nice guy. What a surprise. Hmm. We back to past now? And Sophia's home, I think? Oh, they're going for a raid on the home, okay. Oh boy. The Jinx evil eye over clairvoyance, okay. That's pretty fucking powerful. You should, because that is disgustingly powerful. Hmm. Elves, okay. Hmm. Why would the elves be interfering? Sure. I mean, yeah. Yeah, we're the babysitter for a while. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that one guy? I don't think so. I mean, it is Potimus, okay. I was like, is this the one guy that's already dead? He's dead, right, already, in the real timeline? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Huh. Oh, boy. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go too well for you. Bandits being a protected species. Okay. Just, okay, just off them. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Are they even elves? Are they even bandits? Uh, sure. And okay, yeah, back to okay. They're all just assuming a rogue monster, but they're all assuming it has implications. Slave traders, okay. The elves. So you've got this church, Potimus and the elves, and then Ariel's faction. So they're all vying for things. Okay. Why human trafficking? Perhaps they are reincarnations. Hmm. He's looking for specific kids. It'd be reincarnations, right? Hmm. No, just assuming because of Kumago's actions, who is completely unaligned to all of this. I love it. Mm-hmm. Same goddess, huh? It might as well be at this point. Yeah, I mean, what else could you describe it, right? Mm-hmm. Nightmare Labyrinth, so this is where the name was already starting. Mm-hmm. If. Yeah, there is a difference, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's probably the only correct answer. Sinister but honorable. Quite the combo. Trouble. The spider's healing the deathly. What? We're healing? She's really spreading it, huh? Spiders are sacred, okay. Has spider summon. Oh, that's why they're calling it Divine Beast, got it. Ancient Divine Beast, okay. Hmm. Let's see, sure. Liver cancer, Jesus, that's pretty bad. Foul feeder, Malnourished, fatigue, decreased organ. Ooh, boy. Interesting you can appraise all this stuff. It's kind of interesting. Yes. Weird cut to Edie, okay. So yeah, we got a lot of religious stuff this episode, huh? Religious factions all doing things. Not quite sure for what purposes yet, but I have a lot to talk about this time again. There's so much to talk about. Ah. Do you have a post credits? Potentially, yeah. Looks like we have a post credits. I like this ED a lot. Alright, after credits. Let me guess, there's gonna be a huge ass fucking line of people wanting healing, isn't there? Yep. Yep. Jesus, that's a bit more than I was expecting. I guess this is a class re. Ooh, hello. Hello. Class reunion? Who else are we going to be meeting up with, I wonder? Okay. So was that my boy Kenshiro Tsuda who just got introduced? Where is he? There he is, yes, Kenshiro Tsuda. I did not expect to hear Kenshiro Tsuda. Have we heard him before? I can't remember. I don't remember him being in this show. But yeah, okay. My boy's in here. Fantastic. I'll always take another show with Kenshiro Tsuda in it. Like, the show always goes up at least half a rating point for me whenever he's in the show. Even if I don't necessarily continue the show, such as it was a show this season or last season, I can't remember what it was called, but he was a voice actor and I've forgotten it already. Anyway, okay. Let's start thinking about this. So we've got three main factions, as it were, that we need to be kind of conscious of. We have Word of the Gods, led by the Pontiff, and is traditionally supporting of the hero in all of this. Traditionally. And seems like super nice to the hero. It's like, which makes sense, leveling up skills to hear her voice. It seems viable for a hero to build up skills to defend its people, blah, blah, blah. And they have now been taken over by Hugo, or at least Hugo has a lot of influence, and therefore Sophia has a lot of influence as well. And then depending on how much Sophia... Sophia's not acting on her own. There's someone... Oh, when was that episode? It might have been the one episode that, again, I've completely forgotten. Was it episode 14, which was the very human-based them running away episode? I think it was, right? And that revealed that Sophia was doing something? Like, she reported to someone? Let me see if I can find that scene real quick. Where is it? When did she report? Here we go. Let's see. I think it was here. I think it was... I think it's the Demon Lord that she's talking to, right, in this scene? Yeah. So Sophia's linked to the... Okay. So. Right. So we got Pontiff, currently under control of Hugo, which is under the benefit of Sophia, who is taking orders from the Demon Lord, who is one of our other factions, which we can assume that Kumiko is going to get involved with in some way, since that's her kin. But that also meant the death of Pontimus, right? He died in that episode as well, if I remember correctly. Like, he's dead. Or Potimus, sorry. But yeah, Potimus is dead, right? Or at least is meant to be dead. I'm not going to look it up just in case they're doing a whole, oh, they thought they killed him, but they didn't. But I'm fairly certain they killed Potimus in that episode, correct? Or did they kill some other random elf that I can't remember? I forget. Yeah, Potimus gone. Pontiff under direct control. So that is all three factions under the rule of the Demon Lord, essentially, at that point. Or, well, who else is leading the elves at this point if their leader's gone? But they're moving on the elf village now to take them out, because they know the Pontiff isn't going to react in any way, and if anything, the Pontiff would be supportive of that, since they follow Word of God and would be against the goddess, of which I assume the elves are going to be... I assume the elves are believing in the goddess, not the Word of God? Judging by the fact that Oka-sensei here has a skill that can delete skills and, in theory, if their religion is correct, offer them up to the goddess. In which case, what if all those deleted skills what if it's just a cycle and it's a balance, right? Because for every skill that's deleted and given back to the goddess, it can bestow it again upon someone. Just kind of interesting. But wasn't it Admin D who gave... No, it wasn't Admin D. It is the goddess that's bestowing, like, the wisdom skill and such to like, Kumiko and stuff. Does senior administrator... I assumed D has some influence on that, since she's, like, the creator and overseer of this entire system, right? But they were trying to break out the system in the past, but whatever. So yeah, of those three factions, they're basically dealt with. As long as this attack on the elf village ends up going in the favor that they want it to, that would mean, yeah, the factions are all under the control of the Demon Lord at that point. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's good. What else do they want to mention? What else was there I wanted to say? We didn't touch on the Demon Lord since she's been mind attacked. Haven't touched on Mother since then as well. But apparently she was still in the bottom of the labyrinth when we last checked in this episode. So it's safe to assume that she and Mother are both at the bottom of the labyrinth. Why are they at the bottom of the labyrinth? I don't know. Unless Ariel is looking for something specific. Well, is there anything noteworthy at the bottom of the labyrinth? Because, I mean, we were down there, but... Unless there's something important down there, I don't know why Ariel would still be down there. So... Yeah, then we have the Divine Beast, of which Ariel is the ancient Divine Beast, which is something that the followers of the goddess worship. But that ancient Divine Beast is now a Demon Lord, so how do they feel about Demon Lords then, if they're worshipping... If the Divine Beast is also now a Demon Lord? Don't quite know how that works with the religion side of things. There's a lot going on right now. I'm trying to wrap my brain around a bit. A lot of this was exposition. A lot of it based around religious context. But yeah, there was a slave trade... Okay, this makes a bit more sense. So... This is kind of a question I have about Oka Sensei's reincarnation as well, because she is obviously older than all the students that got reincarnated. Does that mean she also has an age advantage in this world? I assume it does, because I think she said she was like 100 in elf years, which, yes, would still be relatively young comparatively. But she is... I'm trying to remember. I'm just trying to remember if she is also at the same age, if they all reincarnated at the same time. Or if because she was older, she got a head start on everyone else in terms of when they were reincarnated. I don't know. But either way, if the elves were running a slave trading ring to potentially cover up them going after specific children, ideally specific reincarnations, maybe that's why they're after Sophia, since they've identified her as a reincarnation. Maybe it's not because she's a vampire so much, but more that... Or, well, some are going after her because a vampire killed a vampire, but the elves are disguising it as a way to get her and get a reincarnation on their side. Although, if Oka Sensei is older and has some sway, it's possible that it's all being done for the sake of that, and Potimus does know of the reincarnations. The Pontiff does not, by the looks of things, although I'm fairly certain they said he might have known. Did they say the Pontiff knew? I could have sworn they said something about... Let me go back to when Potimus was speaking. I thought I was the only one aware of the reincarnations. And he's assuming that he also knows. But it seems as though Ariel... It's possible that Ariel does not know at this point. It's possible. Maybe she has a hunch based on her interactions with Kumiko up until this point. But I don't know if she knows about reincarnations just yet. Potimus definitely knows. Why he knows, I don't know. Possibly because of Oka Sensei? Maybe something to do with Administrator D, I don't know. But he's assuming... yeah, okay. Yeah, Ariel. So Ariel's strength is her own. Demon Lord. Ancient Divine Beast. Dustin wills the power of the masses. Influence in holy... Like, if you say you're doing something in the name of your god, you have so much sway. I mean, look at every history of conflict in the world. You can probably find 1,000 or so religious conflicts. I mean, there's even some still going on to this day, for crying out loud. Religion has so much influence over people, and those beliefs can turn to bloodshed very, very quickly. So, yeah, he has a lot of sway on his side, and since he is of the word of God, that would mean... yeah, that means technically he's on the hero... Is he on the hero side? Well, no, because he's supporting... Up until this point, I assume he would be supporting the hero, but obviously now with Hugo taking a bit more control, setting him up as the faux hero with Sophia's influence and therefore the Demon Lord's... yeah, okay. Sorry if I'm repeating myself a lot here. I'm just trying to work it around in my head, all these different things that we've... yeah. Then we even had this bit with Rex and Empire and Holy Kingdom of Elias. Yeah, there's a lot of war talk. Also, Saria being manipulated since war. Yeah, Word of God is picking a fight, which is... well, not at this point Hugo's influence, because this is in the past when they're talking about this. This is the problem with having multiple timelines simultaneously as well. It's like you've got some information from some timelines and then some information from another, and you've got to somehow work out how you got from one to the other and how that information wouldn't necessarily reflect on this. Like, ugh. It's a very good episode, though, for exposition and information. And like I said, today's just one of those days where I'm super into the universe again. It does vary, but I'm really, really, really into this universe. Maybe it's because we're now seeing a different perspective. We're seeing it from Sophia's perspective a lot more. Maybe we're going to see a bit more of her perspective in the future as well. Because we've kind of got to work out where she gets involved with the Demon Lord. I assume it's because of her connection to Kumiko, but then how does Kumiko get further into the Demon Lord other than trying to be killed by the Demon Lord? I assume that Demon Lord versus Kumiko is going to be a conflict at the end of the season. That feels like the final big fight, as it were, unless we're going to wrap back into the future. But there's still so much time between Kumiko's current timeline and the human timeline that it's like, we've got to have a time skip in there somewhere, right? Like, we're going to time skip at some point, and I don't know where. I hope it's not right at the very end, like episode 22, we have a time skip, and it's like, we have all the information, and here's final 2 episodes of fighting, and then we're done. Like, I hope they don't do it like that. I am curious as to where they can leave this off, and I'm curious how confident they are that a season 2's coming. Because I think this show's been doing well, relatively speaking. I don't think this show's been a flop by any means. I think overall perception has definitely increased. Like, it was at 65% when it first came out because of CG haters and all that good stuff. And then, obviously, the human side sucks bandwagon started. But in the second half of the show, it has had a rising rating, and we're back up to 70%. So, this is on Analyst, by the way, I use this reference here. I'm sure Mal also had something similar where it like started off kind of mediocre and had a little bit of a bump. But it's decently popular, and it's doing well on Crunchyroll, so I assume we have a good chance of getting a second season. We won't get any confirmation or news on that until the very end of the season, though, so it's not really... I'm not going to be able to find any news here about what's going on with that, but I hope it does get a second season, because otherwise this is going to be really, really tough to recommend to be watched. So I'll be like, just go read the light novel or the manga or something. Like, I think everyone's consensus is, though, that light novel is the superior one, right? I think. I don't know at this point. I've forgotten. Yeah. Oh boy, this is a 50-minute video, huh? Oh god. I mean, okay, so yeah, they even mentioned that they are worshipping the same god, the Word of God and Sariel or whatever. I can't remember the name of the. When did we learn about the taboo stuff and things? When did we learn about that? When was that? Forbidden, maybe? Nope. Knowledge. Is that where it's referenced? Yes, episode 11. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Forbidden knowledge about the world heading towards oblivion or whatever. Where was this? I need to find this damn girl's name because it's going to annoy me. Repent. And then, yeah, there's a special category and point index. There's the discovery of MA energy. Lifespan of the planet increasingly diminished. Dragon's Furious lost. Goddess Sariel. There we go. That's her damn name. She was sacrificed to revive the world. There's Admin G. There's the implementation of the system. Her wish and the goddess's life support. So I'm guessing the system is her life support, the bestowing, and like that's her role now to sustain herself is to receive and give skills. Maybe that is the purpose of her now. But it begs the question, how the hell does a system be made about that? Like, how? Who is this person in the classroom that is capable of designing this whole system? Like, that's the bigger mystery to me. Like, who the hell could it have been? Like, that's such a big mystery to me. Anyway, I'm going to end it there because, my god, I've been talking for a long time. This episode was, like I said, a lot of information to try and work my head around. Please be very, 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 very mindful of spoilers in the comments, please. I thank you for everyone who clarifies, especially with all the names and stuff. Who was it that posted those again? Because I mentioned you the week before, but I was like, I kind of chickened out just in case, but no, they were 100% correct that they weren't spoilers. It was it was Vash. Okay, thank you, Vash. But thank you everyone for making sure no spoilers and all that kind of stuff. It's very much appreciated, as well as correcting me on Sophia a lot, because yeah, that was a big mistake of mine. But yeah, there's a lot to work through on this one, so I'd be interested to hear your thoughts as well. For those of you who haven't obviously read any of it, again, very mindful of spoilers, because I don't want this series to spoil. I'm so invested now at this point. It's been so long. I really don't want to have a spoiler get dumped in and I'm like, oh god damn it. And it's like all that effort wasted. So I know you guys are great with that sort of thing, and yeah, I'm not too worried about that, but thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the ones per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments, like I said. Long ass video. Don't forget to hit subscribe to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.